Blue Jay fans, it has been a long time since I've had the chance of talking with you, or really just Toronto sports fans in general. But we're here as the Blue Jays made their first of probably many moves this offseason, bringing back Robbie Ray on a 1-year, $8 million contract. Now, I'm totally for this. We all know how this Jays team is going to look, or we don't really know at all how this team is going to look. But we know how the management team is going to take this free agency. They are going to be aggressive, and they are going to be, there's no limits. As Mark Shapiro quoted, where is it here? Okay, there was no actual quote, but it's going to be aggressive in the open market, and there's no tight budgets, and that, especially with COVID, it's crazy to hear Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins, people we kept hearing about how they don't like to spend money, are willing and ready to spend some money. So I don't know what's going to happen this offseason, guys. I'm hoping for some great things. I want to talk a little bit about that a little bit after this. But let's stick to Robbie Ray here. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you stats about Robbie Ray. The reason I'm not is because we've seen Robbie Ray. We've seen him out there for, like 3 weeks and then the playoffs. So we know a little bit about Robbie Ray. He's going to walk guys. He strikes out a lot of guys. But again, now the Jays have an offseason with them. They'll probably have a spring training with him. So that's great news. And they're looking to kind of, tweak on some things. Maybe if he can get that command right, he's still dominant. You got the strikeout stuff. Right? And when I look at Robbie Ray, his career strikeouts per 9 innings of 11.1, that is ridiculous. And, what we saw from him, we saw good Robbie Ray and then not so good Robbie Ray, right? You saw a couple 5 good innings from him. Wow, this guy actually doesn't look half bad. You saw him even in that playoff game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, he gave up the 1 run, then ended up losing the ball game and whatnot. But really, you look at the way he pitched in those, I think he pitched 3 innings. He was really good. Other than the triple to a Rosarina, and as we look, moving forward into the rest of the playoffs, nobody could really cool that guy off. So it's not just Robbie Ray. Other than that, and then the pass ball by Danny Jansen, he had a really good inning. Really good 3 innings in the playoffs. So, I'm not banking on it, but as I've always said, and I will continue to say so, you can never go wrong with a 1-year contract. You just can't. Tanner Roark's contract, I wish it was a 1-year deal. Because, again, never a bad 1-year contract, right? He had the 1 year, he was terrible, but then he's done. Unfortunately, I signed him to a 2-year deal, and he's still on this flipping team. But for Robbie Ray, you bring him back on a 1-year deal. Let's say he doesn't pitch well, walks a ton of guys, strikeout numbers go down, or just things don't look very good. It's a 1-year contract. You can let him walk, right? So it's great. It's only $8 million. Not going to handicap your team at all. So, look, I like bringing back Robbie Ray. I think him and Taijuan Walker were great additions to this team. I think they're, exactly what this team needs. But Jays fans, anybody freaking out saying, go after this guy, go after this guy. Well, just give this management team some time. You got to remember, they got the top free agent last year in Hyunjin Ryu. This team, this management team, it looks like they're not afraid to spend a little bit. Now, to what extent, I have no idea. But from what I'm seeing, from this team, we've seen Vladimir Guerrero Jr. dropping some weight, wanting to go back to third base. And I'm like, hey, it's not your position to win. It's, hey, you want to play there? All right, show us that you're good enough. Show us that your lateral quicks are good. Show us that you've gotten better, lost weight. Show us all these things. Then fine. Right? And I look at the way this team looks moving forward and the way things are kind of sorting out right now. I love it. I've seen some rumors. You guys have probably seen it as well. The Blue Jays, I think it was MLB, rumors or whatever it was, said that the Blue Jays are going to go after DJ LeMahieu, and I saw that and I drooled. I'm like, if this team can pick up a DJ flippin' LeMahieu, I will go insane. Right? You add Robbie Ray back to great. To lefty arm, strikeouts, You can put him in any situation, really. So I love it. I love bringing back Robbie Ray. Now let's get to some interesting stuff. And this is why I was kind of getting into it, but I got ahead of myself a little bit too much. DJ LeMahieu is a guy that I would dream to have on this team. For many different reasons. Number one, he's a top-tier bat. He's won back-to-back batting titles in the American League East, may I add. And, you know, he's a sound defender. He won a Gold Glove at second base. He's obviously not the Gold Glover he used to be, but he's still sound defensively. He'll play first. He played a lot of first with the Yankees. He'll play third. He'll play second. You know what that does? And the Jays as an organization, and as Charlie Montoya as a coach, they seem to love versatility, right? With Cavan Biggio, with Teoscar Hernandez going around the corners, and you know, all different kinds of guys going all over the field, right? Adding a DJ LeMahieu who can play three positions in the infield. So yeah, if Vladdy wants a day off, all right, DJ at third. Oh, Rowdy wants a day off at first base. Okay, there you go. You want to DH Rowdy, put LeMahieu at first? Sure, so be it. Oh, you want to put Biggio out in right field, give Teoscar a day off in right? Okay, LeMahieu to second. You just give them that. And you just acquire a top bat. I mean, can you imagine the on-base percentage of Cavan Biggio, which is through the roof, right? 370 something he hit, or was it 370? So something in and around there this past year, which is crazy. You put LeMahieu behind it, right? Contact hitter for the most part. Great at getting on base. And oh yeah, you got Bo Bichette behind him. The depth of the lineup would just lengthen. By the way, congratulations to Teoscar Hernandez for winning the Silver Slugger. Look, I have said in my videos countless times after pulling my hair out about Teoscar Hernandez that I see the potential. You can't teach power. You can't teach a good arm in the outfield. But everything else, you can find a way to learn. And he finally has put it all together. It took him till he was 27 years old to put it all together. And he wins a Silver Slugger. Good on Teoscar Hernandez. And this team, I don't know. You add a guy like DJ LeMahieu. You bank on maybe a Corey Kluber bouncing back, right? He was not great with Texas in the short season. But, I mean, can you really count this year? I wouldn't. And a one-year small deal. Do you ever James Paxton, injury prone, probably going to want a one-year deal? You can bank on these guys. And they can turn out to be incredibly good. So there's lots of free agents, and I know these guys are willing to spend money, and I'm thinking to myself, this might be an extremely fun offseason for this Blue Jays team. Now, we have seen before in the past how big offseasons don't usually amount to World Series rings. We saw it in 2013 when the Blue Jays made that Miami Marlins deal, the R.A. Dickey trade, and we're all like, wow, this team's amazing. They got a Cy Young, they got Reyes, they got this. And they fall flat in their face, and they were terrible. So, we don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is that you bring back Robbie Ray, awesome. You get a DJ LeMahieu, yes, please. I know Yankee fans are screaming at me like, no, he's ours. Well, no, he's not right now. But it's going to be very interesting to see who does sign him. I would be shocked, though, if he doesn't leave. I'd be shocked if he does leave New York because, I mean, that's an up-and-coming young, great team. I don't know why you'd leave the mecca of the New York Yankees. But maybe he's not some mecca type of guy. Maybe he's that mediocre Blue Jays. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. But if Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins can some sort of swindle something, ooh, baby. And by the way, Trevor Bauer, I don't want him. You're going to spend so much money on one guy. No, thank you. Great player. Hell of an attitude. You guys, some people love it. Some people don't like it. I've told you the story about how he's blocked me on Twitter. Actually, I'm not now, but he blocked me on Twitter back on Canada Day when he yapped his mouth too much and whatnot, and I said something, he blocked me. I'm like, really? So I don't know if I want him on the team, but there's lots of players. We've heard Francisco Lindor trade discussions, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, where are the Blue Jays going to put him, right? Like, I don't know if I want to make that deal because you're going to have to trade a lot of guys. You're trading for an asset you don't really need. I mean, he's a great player. I'd love to have Francisco Lindor, but it's not a guy that this team needs, right? So a guy like DJ LeMahieu, yeah, maybe you don't need him, but he's a premier bat and a premier defender at 3 different positions. Yes, please. There's lots of other people they can sign as well. Free agency is going to be an absolute gong show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But it all starts with the Blue Jays bringing back a friendly face in Robbie Ray. I'd like to see them bring back Taijuan Walker, but I don't know what's going to happen there. He clearly wants to come back. I've seen a few Twitter things where he loves being here and he loves seeing the place and whatnot. So that's great. But do the Jays feel mutual interest and they want to go after him? I don't know what the dollar amount is or anything, but I would not be opposed to bringing back Taijuan Walker. There's lots of free agents out there I'd be loving to have. But the big news of the day, Robbie Ray is back with the Toronto Blue Jays on a 1-year deal, $8 million for the 1-year contract. I mean, it includes awards bonuses. If I'm not mistaken, if he wins the awards, then, you know, then he gets some extra bonuses. And I'm like, okay, sure. I'd gladly put bonuses there because I'm like, hey, there's an incentive to go pitch extremely well. You get some extra money. And if he pitches to that point where he gets awards, that 1-year, $8 million contract is pretty damn spiffy. But we'll have to see how it all plays out, guys. It was nice talking to you guys. Nice being back with you. Hopefully there's more news moving forward for the Blue Jays, Leafs, and Raptors. We hear basketball is coming back on December 22nd, so maybe things are going to start heating up there. That's great news. Offseason for baseball is starting to get into a swing. Obviously with, no pun intended, with the Blue Jays bringing back Robbie Ray. As for hockey, it's kind of set right now. The Leafs have done a lot of free agent moves, a lot of offseason moves, and we're just kind of waiting to hear when the season is exactly going to start. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I can't wait to get this thing going. I miss talking to you guys. I miss talking sports with all of you. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and like the signing of Robbie Ray coming back to the Toronto Blue Jays, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on Robbie Ray coming back on a 1-year, $8 million deal. Do you think it's too much money? Do you think it's not enough money for a guy like that? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know, guys, in the comments below. All right, Twitter is down below for myself as well. Follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down in the description, so follow up there if you've not done so already. All right, and I will talk to you guys next time the Blue Jays make a move because it seems like it's going to be a very busy offseason for the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll talk to you through it every step of the way. All right, and that's for the Leafs and Raptors. Whenever we get some concrete news, well, Raptors, we pretty much have some concrete news, but we don't know how preseason is going to work and all that stuff, but it's going to be interesting. But I'll talk to you guys then, whenever the heck that happens. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I miss you. All right, so we'll talk to you guys then.